The match right now, the Tigers led by 20 points in the first term. It's 21 at the moment, and Martin might just extend that. Runs to 55. The ball goes bang.
Did enough to spoil, and away go the Tigers. Give on the up front tuck to Martin from outside 50. Gets it to Ben left to right. That's a perfect kick.
The major skill required for playing Australian football is the art of kicking. Players need to learn the critical elements of kicking from a young age.
By the end of this 6-week training program, our goal is to have you go from kicking like this to this. The drop punt can be classified one-dimensionally as a gross, discrete open skill. The reasoning behind this classification is due to the fact that the drop punt uses multiple large muscle groups to execute the movement, has a distinct start and end to the skill, and occurs in a constantly changing environment, and as a result, the skill must be varied to fit into the environment. If we are to classify the drop punt two-dimensionally, we need to take into account the environmental context and the function of the actions. In this case, the regulatory conditions have motion, as the environment the skill is performed in is unstable, due to defenders and teammates being in motion while the skill is being performed. Inter-trial variability does occur, as the conditions during the performance of the skill are different from one trial to another. Body transport occurs as the skill involves either a run-up or the person being on the run. Moreover, the object manipulation occurs as the goal of the drop punt is to move the football towards a target. The perfect drop punt starts with the way you grip the ball. To grip the ball, make sure your fingers are spread evenly along each side of the football, with your thumbs reaching for the lacing. The grip stays the same whether you're a left or a right footer. When it comes to the ball drop, ensure you keep the ball over your kicking leg as you guide it down and strike the ball on the bottom point while keeping your toes pointed away from you. Keeping the ball over your kicking leg ensures you stay balanced and kick the ball straight. You should also take a few steps forward before you kick the ball, as the momentum will help you kick the ball further. After striking the ball, it's important to follow through with the kicking leg in a straight line to ensure the kick has enough power to reach its target. This next drill involves blowing up a balloon to the size of a football and using it as a substitute for the ball. This teaches the athlete the motions and key elements of the drop punt in a single slowed down motion to help them refine their skills at a slower pace. This drill is called the kick to space. It requires the athlete just to pick up the ball and kick it out into an open space. It is relatively easy as it doesn't require any targets to be hit, rather it allows the athlete to practice the skill without having to think about any other variables. After mastering the basics of the drop punt, this next drill tests the athlete's ability to kick to a moving target. This requires the athlete to think and lead the target so the receiver can run into the ball without stopping. This skill is crucial to learn as this is almost always the situation in a match. To start the drill, have a partner stand 20 to 30 metres away and run in a straight line to the side, and have the athlete kick the ball to their partner who will be on the run. To make things more challenging and to further test the athlete's skill, we have added pressure to the kicker so it forces him to adapt and modify how and where the skill is performed so that they can hit the moving target. The skill will enable the athlete to perform better in a match situation. Have one partner try to tackle or bump the kicker, who will then be trying to kick the ball to another partner who is leading in a straight line 20 to 30 metres away. A few of the major ways to test an athlete on how well they can perform a skill involve qualitative testing and quantitative testing. For this skill, we have chosen for qualitative testing to have an outside expert give feedback on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being perfectly executed, for each coaching cue after the athlete performs the skill. This verbal feedback enables the athlete to adjust their technique on the spot so they can perform the skill better next time. We have also included quantitative testing, where for this the athlete will have 2 shots on goal from 3 different locations around the 50-metre arc. 6 points are awarded for a goal, and 1 point for a behind. At the end, the athlete's score is added up and they are given a score out of 36. After completing the program, we want the subject to take 2 weeks off training so that after these 2 weeks, we will complete a retention test. This determines how much of the skill they have retained since completing the program, and for this we will repeat the goal kicking test and score them again out of a possible 36. In addition to this, we will also repeat the qualitative test of having an expert rate the key aspects of the skill from 1 to 5, 5 being the best. We will then conduct a transfer test after the retention testing. This tests the transfer of the skill from a training environment into a real-world scenario, such as in this case, a football match. This transfer test will involve a game situation at a training session where all the rules of the game are followed and the score is being kept.